Hello, all you lovely kings, queens, and in-betweens. My name is Elaine, and today I'm going to be telling you all about my 10 favorite Unison League Monster abilities. Now, monsters have a lot of skills and abilities, which range from providing you and your team with ward, resurrection, various boosts, etc. But we're not going to be focusing on those things today. Today, we're going to be focusing on the big bad boys, the fancy named abilities with multiple effects like Barracks and Concerto. Because why not? It was also the mascot for this video now, I've decided. Because why not? These abilities are going to appear in no particular order because why not? And also, decisions are hard, kings, queens, and in-betweens. They're also going to be limited to the things in my possession because it's much easier for me to like things when they're a part of my horde. I'm a pandacorn princess dragon now, I've decided. Rawr. And now, without further ado, let's get on to today's video with the first ability on my list. Rage. Rage appears on monsters such as Aster and increases your max HP, physical attack, and magical attack by 100%, and nullifies status ailments and cost reduction. When in effect, it recovers 30% of your character's max HP, recovers 30 cost, and removes debuffs and special debuffs when you defeat an enemy. I like this ability because it gives you a well-rounded buff by increasing both your attack stats and your hit points, making you more capable of dealing damage as well as taking it. It also recovers some HP and cost so you can make use of the attack boost, and field heals if you're suffering. Finally, I appreciate that it removes both debuffs and special debuffs when you defeat an enemy because those are all too common these days in both PvE and PvP. However, the fact that you have to KO an enemy in order to take advantage of this latter ability means that it's best for DPS characters. Second on my list is Barracks, which appears on monsters such as Athena, the Star of Grace. When in effect, damage to HP and CP will not be taken. This is special. It says so. Right on the ability. It increases physical and magical ability success value by 40, reduces cooldown time by 50%. It is removed after receiving a set amount of damage, 300% of max HP excluding buff and field effects, or lasts for a set amount of time, whichever is shorter. I like that this ability keeps you from taking damage for a while because it gives you a breather and a chance for your cleric or healer to heal you and your team. The next bit of the ability has peculiar wording. I think it's trying to say that it makes your attacks more accurate or raises ability power. I'm not quite sure which it's going for, but either is helpful. I also like that it reduces cooldown times because it allows you to spam more abilities, which can either help you keep yourself and your team alive or deal more damage to enemies. Third on my list is Fet Element, which also appears on Athena, the Star of Grace. It increases all stats by 100% and cost recovery speed by 10. Its ability power is boosted by 30 when attacking an enemy in break. I appreciate how this ability provides you with a solid boost and increases recovery speed because this lets you use more abilities, which in turn helps you accomplish your goal and support your team, whether that be dealing damage to enemies or using healing abilities or utilities. I also appreciate how you get a little boost against broken enemies. It gives you something to strive for, you know? Fourth up is Concerto, which appears on monsters such as Thea's Symphony. It increases max HP and all stats by 100%. It also increases fire, water, wind, light, dark, time, and star elemental attack by 4. If Concerto is applied to allies as well, status ailments, debuffs, cost reduction, and unison gauge reduction will also be nullified based on the number of members, excluding the self, in Concerto state. I like how this ability gives you a solid boost to both HP and your stats, as well as all elemental attacks. This will not only increase your survivability, but your ability to deal damage as well. I also like the added bonuses applied when Concerto is applied to your allies as well because it has the chance to clear all of the negative energy from your side of the field and give you all a fresh start, which may help you turn the tides in a difficult battle and perform at optimal levels. This isn't as difficult to do as it used to be either, since Unison Orchestra spawns and monsters are becoming more prevalent and thus easier to get your hands on. Fifth on the list is Blessing, which appears on monsters such as Pure Princess Shuna. It recovers 50 cost, increases max HP by 100%, nullifies status ailments and unison gauge reduction effects, reduces cooldown times by 50%, and recovers 20% of max HP every 5 seconds. I like Blessing since it provides a well-balanced effect. It recovers cost, increases your max HP, and nullifies both status ailments and unison gauge reduction effects, which can really turn the tide during a difficult guild battle especially. Furthermore, it reduces cooldown times, allowing you to use more of your abilities and support your team by dealing damage or using healing abilities or utilities to apply various advantageous effects, etc. Finally, it recovers some HP every 5 seconds, which boosts your survivability and that of your team if this ability is also applied to them. Number 6 is Twilight, which appears on monsters such as Leviathan and Rabbi. It increases max HP by 100%, nullifies cost reduction and unison gauge reduction, heals for 10% of damage dealt, boosts break increase value by 40, permits piercing through damage reduction, damage reflection, and damage nullifying effects when attacking. When in effect and an enemy is defeated, it recovers 30% of your max HP, fills units engaged by 20, and debuffs and special debuffs are removed. This is probably the most powerful ability in my arsenal, and I love that it's very well rounded, helping me to both survive and deal damage. It increases max HP, heals my wounds, permits piercing through various pesky things like damage nullifying effects and more. Furthermore, when you defeat an enemy, you get another grab bag of goodies courtesy of the Unison League devs, such as more healing, a unison engaged partial fill, and the removal of pesky buffs and debuffs. Lucky number 7 is Kijin, which appears on monsters such as Naofumi. It increases max HP by 100%, nullifies debuffs, nullifies unison engaged reduction, boosts ability power of critical hits by 50, increases attack accuracy by 30%, and permits piercing through damage reduction, damage reflection, and damage nullifying effects when attacking. For me, the best thing about this ability is how it increases your ability to deal damage by increasing attack accuracy and permitting piercing through damage reduction, damage nullifying effects, and reflection. The fact that it boosts ability power of critical hits and increases your max HP are just added bonuses. Number 8 on the list is Protection, which appears on monsters such as Watatsumi. When in effect, damage to HP and CP will not be taken. It increases both physical and magical defense by 100%, nullifies status ailments, debuffs, and buff removal effects. It's removed after receiving a set amount of damage, 300% of max HP, excluding buffs and field effects, or when time runs out on its effect, whichever comes first. I like how this ability is exactly what it says it is, protection, and something that helps with defense and survivability as opposed to damage output, which seems to be far more common. It's a chance for you to breathe, for your team to breathe, and your healer to save you all as you go about your business. Unless, of course, you are the cleric, in which case, it's a chance for you to save all your squishy mates before saving yourself. 9th on the list is Frenzy, which appears on monsters such as Prometheus and Spica. It nullifies debuffs and status ailments and permits piercing through both damage reduction and reflection. I like that this one is short and sweet and provides assistance in both the DPS and survivability spheres by permitting piercing through both damage reduction and reflection and nullifying debuffs and status ailments, respectively. Last but not least on my list is number 10, Beast, which appears on monsters such as Ignis Raja, X-Unit 02 Asuka. It increases both physical and magical attack by 60%. It also removes debuffs and status ailments and applies a ward. Ward is a special status buff that enables the target to survive a fatal hit with 1 HP. I appreciate how this ability provides you both with a nice boost and a clear field. I also am a fan of Ward, although it's not as good as Resurrection, because sometimes that 1 HP is all you need to deal that little bit of damage or provide your cleric with just enough time to heal you as they recover cost or their abilities cool down, or they process that you've only got 1 HP left. Also, having survived with a single hit point makes me feel rather beastly. And there you have it, my favorite Unison League fancy monster skills. What did you think of my selections? Let me know down below in the comments. I always like to know what you guys think. And if you like what you saw here today, please smash that like button until it's blue, subscribe, ring that bell so you'll know what's up, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye guys!